Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for a daily devotion today on this beautiful fall day. Already starting to see the leaves crunching on the ground, so we are excited for the brand new season. Wanted to share a couple thoughts with you here today. My wife Jade and I are reading through the New Testament in the year and are coming up on the end of that as we kind of wrap up different passages. We're in the Gospel of John right now. We've been kind of flip-flopping around. And I was thinking about the question today. I've heard, oftentimes people will wonder, how do we know Jesus is God? We never necessarily hear Jesus come out and just say, hey, I am God, for those exact words. And yet, one thing that my wife Jade and I have noticed the last couple days, as we've been working through the Gospel of John, is that it's almost unmistakable to see the lordship and the divinity of Jesus through the Gospel of John. It's almost impossible to miss. We don't necessarily see Jesus come out and say the exact words, I am God, but we so often hear him saying, you've seen me, you've seen the Father. I and the Father are one. We hear all of these different comments that we see the fullness of the Trinity in the midst of the Gospel of John. We see the fullness of the Trinity even at the very beginning of all creation, that the Spirit hovered over all the waters. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 26, God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness. Why would God say that in the plural sense if it was just one? It's because they were all there, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, all equally, co-eternally present at the beginning of creation. And so we see at the person of Jesus Christ the fullness of God in human flesh. He was fully God, yet fully man. He came down, he lived the perfect life that we should have lived, and he died a sinner's death on the cross. Died the death that we deserved, so that no longer do we need to undergo death in this life. No longer do we need to be separated from God, but because he rose again 3 days later on Easter Sunday, that we too may have a new life, Paul says in Romans 6. We too may have a new life. We too may experience the power of the resurrection. That this is not just a spiritual resurrection, spiritual awakening. We will be physically resurrected on the day that Christ comes back once again. And so may this fill you with joy today. May this fill you with hope here today, knowing that regardless of what it is that you got going on in your life, regardless of the brokenness of this world, regardless of your hurt, regardless of your pain, as real as those things are, and they are very real, that Jesus is Lord over all of it. He is God, and he is with you. God bless.